Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
You know, growing up, I never really got to play the Atari 2600, which is weird, seeing how I was exposed to all types of ancient technology. But since I'm an adult, and I have easy access to the internet and emulation and ROMs, I figure, alright, now I'll get to play the Atari 2600 and see all these different games that I missed out on, especially ones that AVGN covered, such as Halloween, the video game. Yeah, they made a video game based on Halloween, the movie. So, what do you do in it? You run around, avoid Michael Myers, rescue the children, and rinse and repeat. And that's literally it. As to be expected with the Atari 2600, it's very simple, very lackluster, very basic, and really showcases the time period this game came out in, when this was considered substantial. Anyways, it's very boring and gets old real quick, constantly running back and forth trying to find the kids and drag them all the way to the other side of the house to earn points. Though it is fun watching them and you playing as the babysitter getting killed by Michael Myers. It's not every day you get to see a kid get bloodied by a serial killer in a video game. Anyways, then day, I give this an easy 1 star for garbage and a thumbs down on the recommendation. But hey, if you want to try it out, you know you can. It's free. It's through emulation. But for me, I tried it and I realized AVGN is right. It's not that good. Anyways, that's it. See ya. My first Atari 2600 review was quite a while ago, and the reason why I haven't done more is because, well, it's Atari 2600. Much like AVGN, it's kind of hard to come up with a substantial amount of content involving an Atari 2600 game. So today, we'll try again, this time with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a licensed video game adaptation of a slasher movie, that being the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This was developed by VSS Inc. and published by Wizard Video Games back in 1983 for the Atari 2600. And in this game, you get to play as, you guessed it, Leatherface, run around using a chainsaw. For some reason that's the same color as you, mauling women.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
With a high-pitched screech playing that's supposed to be their scream as you blend them up with MS Paint style graphics. And that's the entire game. That's it, literally. There's nothing else to it. You just run back and forth from side to side, trying to blend all the girls up with a chainsaw. Yeah, that's it. And if you touch any of the objects in the environment, you will get stuck for a short period of time before you can move again. Yeah, those are supposed to be like fences, I guess cow skulls, wheelchairs, hay barrels, stuff like that. And they'll just stop you for a few seconds before you can move again. And you have a set amount of fuel with 3 bars of it. Every time a bar depletes, you restart, and you have to kill as many of the girls as you can before your fuel is out and get a high score. And once your fuel's out, the girl comes up from behind you and kicks your ass, and it's game over. You start all over again.
Bruh. Ooh, this is not good at all. This looks like a 1.7. Holy shit, a 1.7. That's really bad.
That's the entire game in a nutshell. There is literally nothing else to it. And for some reason this was controversial back in the day, because, you know, you were the serial killer. How? It's graphics. It's MS Paint graphics. Were people in the 80s that stupid? This isn't controversial. It's just a boring, lackluster, lame video game. This is something I would play back in the days of Newgrounds on a computer in computer class in middle school. This game is not that good, but it ain't that bad either. It's a mediocre Atari 2600 game, and I give it 2 stars. I still recommend it if you just want something stupid to play, but it's nothing special. Anyways, that's it for this video. See y'all later.
Break yourself, fool!
While browsing Atari 2600 games, I found a few that interested me. We already covered Fishing Derby, so let's cover another horror game with Ghost Manor. After all, I did cover the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween games. Might as well continue with these Microsoft Paint spooky games. Oh god, this is going to be a bad game, isn't it? Well, might as well get it over with and move on to greener pastures, where the deer are jerky and the fish are deep fried. Hint hint on future videos. So right away, you're chasing a pride ghost. Yes, it's literally a gay ghost. You're playing as a girl, chasing a flaming ghost mo through the cemetery. Each time you touch it, you gain points. And this feels like it goes on forever.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Eventually, you'll randomly get sent into the next level, where there's monsters you have to throw spears at with only a limited amount. So don't miss, or else you need to get whacked and start from the very beginning, all over again.
Point where you get a hammer and you go all bump it up, bump it up.
If you somehow make it past level 2, level 3 has you running upstairs in a manor with moving wall traps. Avoid it and make your way to the top, where a shadowy figure is trying to get you. I'm not sure what to do, and the figure gets me every time, as it moves faster than me and knows where I'm going. If I try to get around him, he just swarms me. Eventually, you'll just have to get cornered and have to start all over again. And yes, one hit, game over, start all over again. Yes, classic gaming at its finest.
Shit. Got your ass.
Infinite power.
Every time you get touched just once, you start from the very beginning all over again. So you have to chase the pride ghost over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You have to throw spears at monsters over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You have to bum rush up those stairs dodging the wall trap over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Then you have to try to get past the creepy guy figure over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's just not worth it. This game is boring, makes no sense, and is way too unbalanced. You will be repeating the cemetery level more times than you could count on your hands. I cannot tolerate this game anymore. It just sucks.
Gotcha, bitch!
At the end of the day, Ghost Manor is a garbage game I do not recommend. It's boring, confusing, and just not fun. From chasing a gay ghost to instant death and having to restart from the very beginning no matter what. It's a confusing, frustrating mess of a game. I'd rather go play Resident Evil Survivor. I'd rather cannonball into a flea market porta-john. I'd rather take a bottle of bleach and shove it up my asshole while doing the maraca in a tutu. I'd rather watch Hassan. I'd rather lick Asmongold's butt. I'd rather think of something more grotesque to do than play this game anymore. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. Since there's only 2 more horror games for the Atari 2600 to cover, I might as well get them over with. So here's Haunted House, developed by Atari and published by Atari in 1981. Let's see if this game is any good after I kind of enjoyed Halloween and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre games. Just not Ghost Manor. Ugh. In Haunted House, your goal is to locate an item and leave the house with it, all while trying to navigate a maze of locked doors and stairs that go nowhere, but also trying to avoid spiders, bats, and ghosts that want to scare you, all while you're playing as Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, #1 in the hood, G.
Get out of my freaking pool!
Your goal is to assemble an urn by collecting pieces and carrying the urn out of the haunted house, all the while avoiding creepy crawlers, unlocking pathways, and using your light to see in the darkness. Every time a creepy crawler touches you, you begin to freak out as the screen flashes. You lose a life when this happens, and you only have a small amount to begin with, so it's best to avoid these creepy crawlers as much as possible, so be careful navigating this spooky house. Of course, there's a key item you can get that's a magical scepter that makes you immune to being scared by these creepy crawlers. The con is, you can only carry 1 item at a time, so remember which floor you left your items on in this dark, scary maze. The creepy crawlers are vampire bats, spiders, and a fast-moving ghost. The ghost really wants to get you, while the others are more easily to be avoided, at least on the easy difficulty. Meanwhile, at higher difficulties, the game becomes more of a maze with more locked doors and stairs that go nowhere, plus everything is pitch black, and the only thing that's visible is your eyes, plus whatever your light illuminates around you, leading to many jump scares. At least, you know, back in the day, or if you're still a kid. The light itself is a match that will eventually burn out. This is needed to see where you're going in higher difficulties, and to see what's on the floor in every. It has a short range and a small burn time before you need to light another one. Thankfully, you have an unlimited supply of these matches. There's not much else to say about Haunted House. It does suck it's single player only though. I did enjoy the atmosphere of this game. The Atari sound effects with screen flashes are just neat. They did a good job capturing the horror genre in a 2D pixelated video game that's so primitive. I do wish the level design wasn't so samey though, but I guess it's their way of adding challenge of getting lost in a haunted house full of monsters. This does lead to getting lost a lot though, and adds some frustration, especially with the higher difficulties when you can't see anything at all without the match. At the end of the day, Haunted House is an okay game that I can recommend. It's not as enjoyable as Texas Chainsaw Massacre or brutal as Halloween, where you get your head cut off. But at least it's more understandable and fun than Ghost Manor. There's only one more game to cover, called Frankenstein's Monster. Then we'll be done with yet another series of games for yet another compilation in the future. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. Well, here we are, finally covering the last of the horror games for Atari 2600. This is Frankenstein's Monster, developed by Data Age and published by GameWorld/Data Age in 1983. Let's just say for the last game, I was highly disappointed in what it had to offer. After playing through slasher games where we must survive against a serial killer, play as a serial killer, trek through a ghostly manor with no clue on what to do, and of course exploring a classic haunted house to locate an urn and escape with what little life we have left, Frankenstein's Monster, however, doesn't offer much in comparison. In fact, it's quite a frustrating, boring, convoluted title, and overall, I consider it the worst out of all the horror games for this console. Let me explain why. So you're visiting the ghoulish Dr. Frankenstein as he's closing in on completing his creature. So your goal is to collect stones below within the dungeon and bring them back up to slow down and stop his progress. All while avoiding holes in the floor, spiders, monsters, bats, and the terrible Atari 2600 platforming. You have a few kind of monsters to deal with. Each of the 3 levels has their own. Top level has a ghost, second has a spider, and the bottom level is non-stop spawning spiders that take a life and obstruct your ability to move and jump. But because of their abnormal pattern, you cannot time your jumps to make it across the already near impossible bad platforming. God, I hate these fucking spiders.
No, 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 no!
Even if you time your jump, let alone are not even near the hole in the floor, you could still fall through and die. Even if you fall through and touch a platform below it, it will always count as a death. This is super annoying, especially once the spider gets near you and freezes you in place, so you will still fall even if you were in the air and away from the hole. God, I fucking hate the platforming.
I know you told your friend you're not okay.
Speaking of annoying platforming, let's talk about it. Dear God, does this game have bad platforming? You either jump too far out or not far enough. There's no real way to control this, as you always end up in the water and die, or just barely miss the platform and die. What the fuck is this, Wizard of Oz for the Nintendo? Plus, the spiders coming down from the ceiling doesn't help make things any better.
Did I have a stroke?
If you miraculously get a stone to the monster lab, you then have to go through a minigame where bats are constantly flying downwards in a random pattern, and you need to navigate past them to reach the monster and stop it from coming alive. Of course, every time a bat touches you, you get pushed back down. You don't want that, and you must hurry to the top. After this, it's the same thing again and again with different amounts of platforming within the dungeon. There is a 2-player mode, thankfully, but you just take turns. If one dies, the other player gets a turn. That's the only thing that's different. You're not working together either. Everyone is just competing to complete each level on their own. Kind of a wasted opportunity. Could have made it where both play together, and since you die when you fall, or just... This could have allowed player 2 to try and complete the level, you know? I mean, think about it. If one player gets down, the other player could have stood a chance to actually complete the level and continue the game. Kind of a missed opportunity when you think about it. That would have been neat. 2 players working together trying to stop Frankenstein's monster from coming to life. That would have been a neat little cooperative horror game. There's not much else to talk about other than when you get a game over, the monster comes to life and comes at you, which is actually pretty neat despite the simplistic graphics. At the end of the day, I do not recommend this game. It's just not fun and kind of faulty with its inaccurate platforming and death traps. Plus, the 2-player mode isn't a cooperative experience like it should have been. But it's whatever, really. As this is the last horror game, and I'm glad to be done with the series, Frankenstein's monster is easily the worst, as I'd rather play Ghost Manor, and that's saying something.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.